Economic stagnation, power cuts, unemployment are among the challenges behind investors' wait-and-see approach. Recently, economists say investors are also concerned about some other issues that are potential headwinds to the country's economy. These include rising oil prices and the rand being under pressure due to high inflation internationally. Economists say election uncertainty is another damper on the country's economic activity.
What we have been seeing the last couple of months, and probably until the election, until we've got more clarity on what the new government is going to look like, we are unlikely to see much economic activity, especially in the form of investments in South Africa. So expect a bit of a lull in economic activity. And it doesn't matter who's going to be elected, but the uncertainty in itself is actually leading to a dampening effect on economic activity.
Economists say national elections tend to inject some level of uncertainty, coercion, and hesitancy into the national psyche, and that it is plausible that even though the elections are only a few weeks away, some caution in terms of both spending and investment could be introduced. They say this is because for the first time since 1994, the ANC may lose the majority of votes in the upcoming elections.
It's not uncommon, for example, that GDP in an election year can be compromised by between 2.2 and 0.3 of a percentage point. And that is likely to be the case in South Africa this year. Of course, the election calendar also finds effect in financial markets and perhaps noticeably in the value of the rand. The rand has been for a length of time fundamentally weak and is likely to remain on fundamentally weaker side over the ensuing weeks as we build up to the election. It is also plausible that the rand could be weak in the aftermath of the elections, if the elections do deliver, say, coalition outcomes.
Economists have also cautioned against ANC-led coalitions.
The prospect for a sharper fall in electoral support for the ANC leaves the prospect of a more untenable coalition on the table, even if it is viewed as a much smaller probability. The outcome of an ANC-led coalition joining forces with a more left-leaning party could trigger investor concerns and lower sentiment. However, this does not appear to be baked into markets currently.
According to Momentum's quarterly economic outlook, growth is expected to accelerate at pedestrian rate of 1% this year, up from 0.7% last year. It says this is to be supported by fixed investment in energy and a marginal recovery in household spending. Momentum also expects the first move to lower South African interest rates in the second half of the year. This is in line with the South African Reserve Bank's quarterly projection model. Nothando Makutulela, SABC News, Johannesburg.